Hello everyone. Taiwan was such a great experience to all of us, and we would like to take this opportunity by sharing our memories with you all. Therefore, today we present you a memory journal entitled Taiwan Archives, consisting all of our experiences as well as our insights about Taiwan and its culture. But before that, let's take time to know about Taiwan in general. Taiwan is an island country officially known as the Republic of China. It is known for its rich culture, beautiful landscapes, and vibrant cities. Taiwan is home to over 23 million people, with its capital city being Taipei. Taiwan has a diverse economy with major industries including technology, electronics, and manufacturing. The country also has a rich history with influences from both Chinese and Japanese cultures. It is also known for its delicious food, night markets, and bustling street life. So what are you waiting for? Sit back, relax, and enjoy our Taiwan archives.
There are several differences between Taiwan's culture compared with other countries, one of which is their physical interactions. As per my observance, Taiwanese interactions with other people are mostly high fives, as opposed to hugging or kissing on the cheek in American or European cultures. Taiwanese people label hugs or kisses as interactions for partners or very close friends. Another difference is regarding sports. While most kids in the United States grow up participating in sports, most kids in Taiwan spend their day in school studying. Taiwanese students are also able to withstand a verbal beating and continue with their schoolwork just like nothing happened. Taiwanese people prioritize education over other interests as they spend hours at school, followed by additional time at home working on assignments or participating in extracurricular activities. As I continue to explore, I have noticed the different perceptions regarding Taiwan and China. China has become synonymous with cheap labor and low-quality products, while Taiwan is now viewed as the global leader in electronics, particularly in computers and their components. As opposed to the Chinese, who are naturally apprehensive of strangers, the people of Taiwan work to foster an environment where everyone can feel safe. Taiwanese are not usually skeptical of others since they think that people are kind by nature. Taiwan's Aboriginal tribes also have diverse cultures with the indigenous people of China. The ethnic minorities of Taiwan and China are distinct from one another because China is home to a considerable number of minority groups.
Taiwan has been a roller coaster ride due to the diverse cultures that exist there. From what I can remember, modern Taiwanese culture still has influences from China, Austronesian, Japan, and the West. Taiwanese people have trouble figuring out their identity, but they are known universally for being warm and friendly. Despite the political climate's profound impact, the culture has remained true to its roots and history. Taiwan's contemporary history has also been heavily influenced by its interactions with other nations. In religion, there is a wide range of beliefs and practices accepted in Taiwan. While different faiths engage in healthy competition with one another, they rarely come into direct conflict. It has been said that the diversity of faiths is like the threads that make up a stunning cultural tapestry. There are adherents of both pure Buddhism and pure Taoism in Taiwan, but a lot of people practice both of them, often blending them with traditional beliefs. It can be puzzling to Western and Middle Easterners who were raised in monotheistic faiths to see how many Taiwanese choose to practice multiple religions at once, but for me, it is always fascinating to observe. Most Taiwanese worship gods with Chinese origins, but there are few indigenous gods as well. Both Christians and Muslims make up a tiny percentage of the population. Taiwanese architecture and food have been influenced by Japan, yet only few people practice Japanese religion. In family, as with most of Asia, I've observed that Taiwanese culture can be broadly characterized as traditional and conservative. Considering the significant shifts away from the traditional family model, their culture remains more committed to the nuclear family than most other countries do, as having fidelity to one's parents is still practiced. The family unit is nevertheless the primary source of emotional support and social bonds for most people, and it is often and setting for major life events like weddings and other celebrations. Strengthening the bonds within a family is essential. Rituals and playing roles receive more attention here than in most other societies. On the other hand, the food. Taiwanese people put a lot of importance on food. The diverse and exciting cuisine of Taiwan attracts visitors from all over the world. Oftentimes, it's the simplest, most inexpensive ingredients end up making the most impressive dishes. One of the best parts of visiting Taiwan is trying all the delicious local cuisines. There is something for everyone, from cozy neighborhood eateries to lively late-night markets. The Taiwanese bubble tea has gone global because of its unique combination of the tea, milk, and bubbles. In the middle of the 20th century, it was first sold by tea shops and street vendors in Tainan, where it quickly gained popularity as a treat for students and workers. In the 2000s, the beverage became popular around the world thanks to the Chinese diaspora in cities like New York, London, and Berlin, which also eventually made its way into the menus of fast food restaurants like Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's. Mian or beef noodle soup is a popular traditional Taiwanese dish. Similarly, spicy version of this soup can be found in Sichuan province. The beef originated in the Tang Dynasty. It was Lanzhu's specialty. Early 19th century, Chinese nationalists created the Kuomintang using Sichuan-born Taiwanese veterans. These soldiers brought the soup to Taiwan during the Chinese Civil War. I also noticed many Taiwanese are vegetarians, or at least avoid eating meat on the 2nd and 10th day of each lunar month due to religious customs. Vegetarians in Taiwan often avoid onions, leeks, and garlic because of these foods, along with animal meat and offal, are seen to be stimulating. A small percentage of the population in Taiwan adheres to a vegan diet. And lastly, the festival. Festivals have always been an integral part of Taiwanese culture, but they have recently emerged as a key factor in the country's booming tourism sector. Most significant festivities follow the ancient Chinese lunar calendar. Chinese mainland migrants have contributed to various major events, notably the Lantern Festival. The Lantern Festival, named after the colorful lanterns that decorated houses, business, and public spaces, concludes the Lunar New Year season, such as in Taipei and Kaohsiung. Lantern readers, rice flour dumplings, and lantern releases take place at New Taipei City's Pingxi Township. In the past, weekly paper and bamboo lanterns were popular, but thanks to the advancement in technology, they are now significantly more sophisticated and powerful than before. Each year, a different city hosts Taiwan's National Lantern Festival, which lasts several days at the end of February.
In our few days in Taiwan, we managed to pick up some phrases and expressions commonly used to interact with the locals. Of course, the first words we learned were ni hao, which means hello, and xie xie, which translates to thanks. Upon exploring, zhai na le was also a phrase we had to use a lot because we often got lost in this beautiful country. But it didn't get too hard because there are a lot of friendly Taiwanese people who pointed us in the right direction. As tourists who tried to buy as many souvenirs as we could, we used the phrases tuo xiao chen or how much, zhege or this one, and tai gui le or too expensive, with a combination of pian yi di yen or make it cheaper because night markets are everywhere, so we needed to haggle. When we joined the tour to explore famous spots, our guide taught us the phrase Ting Budong or I don't understand in English because we stayed in a place where only a few would speak English. Additionally, Sai Jen or goodbye was an expression taught to us by our fellow tourists whom we also got to know in the tour and to whom we got to use the phrase for the first time.
During my experience in Taiwan, I've learned that showing manners and etiquette is important in their culture. Especially as a foreigner, it is important to adapt to these common and everyday gestures to respect the locals. First of all, when it comes to meeting and greeting, nodding your head or bowing is a sign of respect, which is mostly done in first encounters. Handshakes, on the other hand, are usually done between males who are friends, or in other cases, men should wait for the woman to extend her hand. As a foreigner, handshakes are also a common greeting I've experienced. Moreover, for the body language, I've observed that it is not common to show too much affection in public. Making suggestive gestures such as winking and putting your arm over someone's shoulder, and also pointing directly at someone with your index finger is seen as rude. Furthermore, I've also learned that to never use your feet to move or point to an object, as it is considered dirty. To show a sign of respect to the elderly, place your right hand over your left fist and raise them directly to your heart. In addition, just like in most Asian households, take off your shoes and wear slippers if the host offers a pair before entering someone's house. Lastly, when I dined in Taiwan, I was reminded frequently regarding the certain gestures considered as taboo to express dining etiquette. For instance, do not stick your chopsticks vertically into your bowl. Rather, place them neatly on the table or across the top of the bowl. Your plate must always be on the table, while the rice bowl must be placed near the mouth when eating.
During our business trip in Taiwan, I found out that their culture in doing business is mainly supported by Chinese and Japanese traditions and values, which are highly influenced by Confucianism. The commonly spoken languages there are Taiwanese and Mandarin Chinese. Business is conducted in English in large multinational companies, but outside those organizations, English is rarely spoken, so a translator may be needed. Like others, Taiwanese also value punctuality, so it is expected during meetings and as much as possible, appointments should be made in advance. They also take deadlines very seriously and it can be interpreted as disrespectful when not followed. Then, for the business attire, men wear the common dark-colored suits and ties. Then, dresses, business suits, and formal blouses for women. The usual form of greetings is through a handshake and slight bow. Business cards are usually given after the introductions. Giving and receiving of business cards must be done with both hands and you should examine it first before setting it aside to show respect. In addressing individuals, their family name comes first and make sure to use the appropriate title for them. They also have this word guanxi. We can associate this term with connections. Taiwanese really value relationships, so you should avoid rushing business dealings and allow deeper relationships to be developed over time. Another thing is that gift giving is essential there, especially in building relationships. A simple gift for all members involved in the meeting is appropriate, and a slightly better gift may be given privately to the senior persons. Like business cards, gifts are also given and received with both hands as a sign of respect. Moreover, they also value face, which refers to an individual's dignity and reputation. I can say that both individuals and companies highly value their face, so you should avoid saying anything that will bring shame to a company because losing face causes a negative impact on business relations. Lastly, hierarchy. This is greatly valued and respected in Taiwan. They recognize seniority and age in the workplace, as well as the rank within the organization. Therefore, when you go there for business meetings, make sure to greet the oldest and the person with the highest ranking first.
In our trip to Taiwan, I was blown away by how their culture was teeming with vibrance. It's like it had this pull on me and it kept on making me more and more curious on what they have cultivated in the country. Not to mention, over the years, the Taiwanese culture had great effect in the development of the English language in their own nation. From what I have observed, in Taiwan, English is not only another language that can be learned or simply a lingua franca. It has been amplified and given importance by the people of Taiwan to a point where it is also a means of expanding oneself and one's livelihood. I found out that the Taiwanese Ministry of Education has concentrated on integrating English into its classrooms ever since the end of World War II. The belief that the Taiwanese government would want to strengthen the globalization of Taiwan in order to enhance its economic and technological competitiveness is the main justification for this adoption of the English language. According to research, learning English can improve a Taiwanese person's socio-economic situation on a more personal level. Data also suggests that as English becomes more and more Taiwan's link to the outside world, more employment prospects for Taiwanese English speakers will arise. There are currently more opportunities for these frequently well-paying occupations in the domains of research, business, education, and tourism. According to an article by Mark Steelhammer, Taiwanese people also feel more empowered to express themselves and interact with others from different cultures when they use English. It was also found out that the students who are able to speak the language well have developed a sense of ownership over it. Whether or not the people of Taiwan share the same sentiments over the language, it has been clear that some of them have given English a form of value, as they feel that it has opened doors for them to be a part of an international culture, cultivating not only the essence of the language, but also the Taiwanese culture.
And that's the end of this memory journal. We expect that this made you feel like you have experienced traveling with us and learning different things about Taiwan and their culture. If otherwise and you're thinking of going to Taiwan yourself, we hope this video helped in providing you with some background to be prepared for your trip to their beautiful country. It is important to be knowledgeable in things like this so that we can connect meaningfully with the locals, know the context behind their practices, and to celebrate our similarities as well as differences. 谢谢你们，再见, or thank you to all, goodbye.